Hey fam, so the video that you are about to watch, I actually recorded the video 4 months ago. I know time flew by, but I wanted to make a correction because in the video that you're about to watch, I stated that my adoptive parents live in the same town as my birth mom and biological family. And what I meant to say is that my adoptive parents grew up and were raised in the same town as my birth mom and biological family. It's a really small town. Everybody knows everybody. And my adoptive parents, they do know my birth mom and her family. So I just wanted to make that correction. And I also wanted to say that anybody who has been abandoned, I want to let you know that you are worthy of love. And remember, it takes more energy to hate somebody and not forgive someone when they have done you wrong. Now, when you forgive someone, you're not doing it for the other person. You're doing it for yourself so you can have peace. Everything that I said in this video that you're about to watch, I still feel the same way now. Hey fam, welcome to my channel. You already know it's Toraisa J, back with another video. Oh my goodness, it has been a minute since I have been in front of this camera and since I have posted a video. I have been having a lot going on in my life. I've been super busy, but we will talk about that in another video. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel and also make sure you have turned your notifications on, so when I post another video, you will be notified. Okay, can I just breathe for a second? Listen, today's topic is very, very emotional. It's very heavy for me. But I know that I have a calling over my life. I have said that to many people. I know that I have a calling over my life, and I know that I was created for a purpose to bring light into other people's lives. I've been through so much, and a lot of people would never know it because I always have a smile, and I always try to find the positive in every situation. But I'm sure there are many people like me. They smile, but there is a lot of pain behind that smile. But I'm going to share my story today because this is my story. Nobody can tell this story for me. No one knows what I have been through. I'm going to be transparent because I know being transparent is very powerful. And I'm also going to be vulnerable. I have the courage to share my story, and so I am going to share it with you guys, and I hope that you take something from this video after you're finished watching it. So, in 2020, I did an ancestry DNA, and I posted the video on my channel. If you have not seen that video, I need for you to go see that video. I'm going to also put it in the description box. Go see that video and then watch this video. So on that video, I did the ancestry DNA, and where I left off, I had found out that my adoptive mother's brother popped up as a DNA match. I know, it's crazy. When I found out that my adoptive mother's brother, who is my uncle, showed up as a DNA match, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, already this whole situation with me being abandoned at birth and being left in a van was crazy. So to open up Ancestry DNA and to find out that my uncle was related to me, I'm just like, excuse my language, but I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? Because I was not expecting that. And when I found that out, I was like, you know what? My parents, they aren't telling me something. Something's going on. Something is going on. So later down the line, I had a conversation with my adoptive mother, and I found out that she was related to me as well. She was related to me through my birth father as a cousin. When I had a conversation with my mother, I found out, my mother and my father, I found out that they didn't know who my biological family was. They didn't know who my birth mother was. They didn't know anything. So I want to apologize to my parents because, over here we keep it real. But I thought they knew something. And when I had a conversation with my mother, she knew nothing at all. Now, I will say everybody, my adoptive parents, their family, and my biological family, they all live in the same town in Florida. So when I saw that with my uncle, I was just like, oh, okay, this is crazy. But my mom knew nothing. She has actually been very, very supportive, and we've actually gotten a lot closer since all of this has unfolded. But I just wanted to clear the air with that. My parents knew nothing, so let's get that straight. But anyway, so I found out that he showed up as a DNA match, and then I found out that my adoptive mother was related to me as well. So I'm just like, oh my God, what? This is crazy. This is crazy. So when I was finding out all of this information, I was pregnant with my son Malik, and I was very, 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 very emotional. And let me tell you something for anybody that is doing an Ancestry DNA. When you do Ancestry DNA, you are not going to get all of the answers that you want as soon as you open Ancestry DNA. You're not. You're going to have to do some work. I was thinking when I did this Ancestry DNA that I was going to find out everything that I wanted to know, but you have to do some work. And the only way you will be able to see your DNA match is if they did Ancestry DNA and they have a public file. Then you will be able to see that they are a DNA match. But you have to do a lot of work. So I'm sure everybody is probably wondering, how did I find out who my family was? So I'm going to try to make this a little short because it's a long story, but I want to first say that I had some family pour into me that I met through Ancestry DNA. I'm not going to put their names out there, but they reached out to me. They knew about my story. They encouraged me and just let me know that nothing was wrong with me wanting to know who my biological family is, because you guys will be surprised. There were a lot of people out there. I'm not going to put their names out there. There were a lot of people that were just like, they really made me feel some type of way because they left comments on my social media and basically was like, you need to just be happy with the family that you have. You have a mom and dad that love you, so you should just be content with that. But anyone who has been adopted or has been raised by anybody other than your parents, or if you don't know your parents, at the end of the day, you want to know where you came from. Just because I want to know where I came from does not mean that I don't appreciate my family. I appreciate my parents. And to be honest with you, I appreciate my parents even more. Now that all of this has unfolded, I appreciate them even more. Like, I just can't explain it. But you want to know where you come from. You want to know who you look like. Anybody who says that they don't want to know, I would be very shocked. But you want to know. But I had family pour into me, like I said, and tell me that, it's okay to share your story. And I want to say thank you to everyone that has sent so much love my way. I really, really appreciate it. That really keeps me going. I'm thankful that I have a supportive circle. I have a lot of people that love me. I'm thankful for my parents and just everyone that just has been being so positive, and that has just been encouraging me, because this has really been difficult for me. This has really been difficult for me. But let me keep going. So when you do Ancestry DNA, you're going to have a lot of DNA matches pop up. And how I was able to connect the dots, basically, we live in a world now where social media is very popular. You can find out everything you want to find out through social media. You can find out who is going with who is related to who. You can find out everything. And so what was done is we looked at my DNA matches, and we pretty much looked up every single person that was a DNA match, and we were pretty much able to connect the pieces by one of my DNA matches. But instantly, I knew when I saw pictures, I knew that this was my family. The first picture that I saw was of my birth mother. And when I saw it, I cried. Because I've had so many people tell me, oh, I know who your parents are, and I've seen pictures, and I'm just like, that is not my mom, that is not my dad. But to finally see somebody that looked like me, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And when I saw my birth mother and I saw how beautiful she was, I had a lot of questions, because my mom, my adoptive mother, has always said great things about my birth mom, and she just always said, you never know what was going on. Maybe she was a young mom, maybe she was on drugs. And so I always put in my mind that maybe my birth mother was on drugs, and that's the reason she couldn't take care of me, and that's the reason why. That's the reason why she left me in the van. But to see her, and to see her pictures, and see that she was well put together and very successful, it made me hurt even more. Because I started thinking, like, why was I not good enough? Why did she never search for me? It really stung. And then I found out that I had a brother. We are literally Irish twins. For 1 month, we are the same age. He's actually older than me. We share the same mother and father. So I saw him and I just cried even more, because I was like, oh my God, I have a brother out there and he looks just like me. I also have a sister. We share the same father, different mother. I found out that I have grandparents living. And just to see all of this and find out all of this, it was a lot. It was a lot. I held on to this for almost a year. The people close to me, they knew that I had found out who my birth mom, birth dad, who my family was, brother, sister. They knew. They knew. I shared it with everyone close to me. They knew. I just told them, do not say anything, because I was waiting for the right time to reach out to my birth mom, because I wanted to reach out to her first. I'm just still in shock, you guys. I'm still in shock. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe it. But I'll never forget this day. I reached out to my birth mom. It was the hardest thing ever. Oh my goodness, my heart was just pounding. It was pounding. So on Wednesday, December 29th, 2021, right before the new year, I was speaking to family, had a conversation, and realized that it was the right time to reach out to her. To be honest with you, in a situation like this, there's never a right time, because I was very nervous. I didn't know if my birth mom was going to be honest that she did it. So I was really scared. It was really hard, but I knew that I had to do it. I knew that I had to do this. It's crazy because in that video, that when I did the ancestry DNA, you know, I was in tears because I wanted to know who my birth father and birth mother was. And I was blessed to find out who they were. But I didn't realize that it was going to be so much pain attached to it. I was having a conversation with my husband, and it's like when you have a scar and the scar is healing. You know, when you have like a scab and something happens and it opens up, you feel the pain all over again. And it's just like, I felt the pain all over again. Like I envisioned being left in a van. I envisioned the nights when I used to cry at night and nobody knew. And I used to just cry and be like, where's my birth mom? I wanted her because my parents were very honest with me. They shared with me that I was adopted, and I appreciate them for telling me, because I'm sure a lot of people are like, oh, they shouldn't have told you, but I appreciate them for telling me. But let me get back to the story. So I reached out to my birth mother a few days before New Year's, and I will never forget, heart was pounding, and I picked up the phone. I let her know who I was, and she let me know that she was my birth mom. And it's just like weight came off of me, just knowing who she was and just finally finding out that this is your birth mom. Like, this is who you look like. This is who you get this pretty smile from. This is who you get this dark skin from. I just was speechless. I was speechless. I was speechless. I really was. And still am. But I will say that she has been reaching out to me. She has been contacting me. I was able to meet my brother, Brandon. Check out these pictures. We look just alike. We look just alike. These are our baby pictures. and we look just alike. OMG. I was also able to meet him in April. I went out to Florida and I met him, and I am going to let you guys see this clip. But if you need to pause it and get some tissue, go get some tissue and come back. Today is the day that I meet my brother, Brandon. I'm really nervous. My heart has been pounding. I have been sweating. But even though this whole situation has been sad, this is going to be a beautiful moment for my brother and I am so excited to meet him. I gotta let you in. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my Oh my God! Oh my God! I cannot believe this. Oh my God. I'm so happy to see you. Oh my God. I can't believe this.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I cannot believe this. So we finally meet. You better take the glasses off.
I'm sure.
Oh my God. I cannot believe this. Oh my God, Brandon. I cannot believe this. I am looking at me. I cannot believe this.
I never heard that.
Wow. I know, I keep saying OMG. Like, Brandon, he is so sweet. He's been so loving. We've been pretty much talking every week since we found out about each other, and instantly I have a connection with him. I love him so much. I hate that we were not able to, I hate that we weren't able to have a relationship. I hate it, but I'm so thankful that I was able to find out that I had him. And I'm thankful that I was able to meet him. I also met my birth mother. And I will say the nights before meeting her, I was not able to sleep. It was just, it was a lot. It was a lot, like, just seeing her. It brought back a lot of hurt. But I will say that I am proud of myself for meeting her. I had to do this for, I had to do this for myself. I had to do this for myself. I also was able to meet my grandparents. I was able to sit down and speak to my grandmother, and she's amazing. She is so amazing. She was so sweet to me. I met two of my aunts, my Aunt Joyce, my Aunt Marcelle. They have showed me a lot of love since all of this has happened, and I really, really appreciate it. I'm taking it day by day. And I don't hate my birth mother. I have forgiven her, not for her, but for myself, because when you forgive somebody, that doesn't mean what happened didn't happen. It just means that you're not going to allow this situation to control your life. You have to keep going. You have to keep living. You know, a lot of people go through things in life and they don't heal. They don't heal. You know, a person may have done something to you that is hurtful, and they're living their life. But you have to be willing to get the help that you need to be better and to be able to heal. That is why I am in therapy. I know I'm being very positive in this situation, but I am human. I do have some bad days. This whole situation has made me an amazing mom. I love my kids so much, like so much. And that's why I don't understand why this happened, and I'm never going to understand, and that's okay. But it happened, and I cannot change it. I have handled this whole situation with grace, and I'm going to continue to handle it with grace. But the same grace that I'm giving to my birth mother in this whole situation, I have to give it to myself. I have to make sure that Toraisa is okay. And that's what I'm doing. I did meet my birth dad as well. And I'm at peace. I'm at peace. A lot of people in the world, and I'm sure some of you that are watching this video, that were adopted and you have never gotten a chance to lay your eyes on your birth parents. Or you reached out to your birth parents and they rejected you. So there is good in this situation. Okay, fam, I had to take a break because my makeup smeared when I was crying. I was looking crazy. So I had to get myself together. But I wanted to end this video and say that as hard as it has been, this whole situation has made me a better person. When you go through something in life, in order to heal, you have to first want to heal. If you don't want to heal, then you're never going to be able to move forward in your life. And that's what I tell myself all the time. And also, just because a few chapters in your life haven't been so good doesn't mean that the next chapters in your life aren't going to be great. I was having a conversation with my husband, and while I'm talking about him, I want to say, babe, that I appreciate you so much. I promise you I'm not going to cry, but you have been so supportive. I just appreciate you for loving me. There were many nights that I cried and you encouraged me, you kissed me, you loved me, and you told me that you were going to be there for me, and you have been so supportive. You've been such an amazing husband to me, in dealing with this whole situation, and I really, really appreciate you, and I love you so, so much. So I just want to let you know that you are appreciated. Thank you so much for just having my back and being there for me. Okay, so back to what I was saying. I was having a conversation with my mother, my adoptive mother, and I had a conversation with my husband, and I just told them that, when you focus on what you don't have or what you didn't have in life, you're always gonna feel empty. You're never gonna be happy because you're focusing on what you don't have or what you didn't have or what happened to you. And I'm just choosing to not focus on what happened to me. I'm talking about it, but I'm not going to allow it to control me. Okay, I'm focusing on all of the great things that's going on in my life. I'm focusing on the people that love me. So you have to focus on the good things to move forward in life. I'm not saying that you can't talk about what has happened to you, because I talk about this. Me being abandoned, it has affected me, but I'm not going to allow it to control my life. I'm turning my wounds into wisdom. And I'm hoping with me, opening up and sharing my story, that it gives others a sense of comfort that you can get through anything in life with the right tools. Therapy, have a relationship with God, praying, and just surrounding yourself around people that love you. And another thing I will say that, this is easier to say than to do, because it's a lot of growth. I'm 35 years old now, but I will say that even when someone has done you wrong, you have to pray for their healing and their growth. You know, this is why with my birth mother, I have no hate towards her. Now, am I hurt? Yes, I'm hurt. And I'm still dealing with everything. There's some days that I'm angry, but I don't have hate towards her. No hate towards her at all. I'm just praying that she becomes a better person through all of this, because she has to live with what she did. And also, just because a person becomes a parent does not mean that they know how to be a parent. But I just want to thank everybody that has showed me love, that has checked on me. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so, so, so much. And I'm going to be all right. And you are going to be all right too. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. And I hope you took something from this video. You can get through anything. Don't allow things that you have been through in life to take control over your life and cause you to get depressed and cause you to get on drugs and cause you to want to kill yourself. Like, don't. Get the help that you need so you can be better. And that is what I am doing. So I wanted to share this story with you guys because you don't have to be perfect to help others. Just being honest and just being yourself and being transparent and being vulnerable, that will just help others. So this is why I did this. Until the next video, I'll see you next time. Bye.